Good morning. This will be an impromptu garden tour. I don't know if y'all can see all the flowers on this plant right here. Some of them are drying up and falling off because they just cannot all get pollinated. I've just, I think I said it in the last video, I've never seen so many flowers on one plant, especially on a regular size. Look at those tomatoes. I don't know if you can see. There's some bigger ones down in the back. More tomatoes. I don't know if you can see those either. Way back there. And more right there. And all the way up. The plant is now slightly taller than me. A little bit, a little over 5.5 feet. That is Black Beauty. Right here is, I believe this is Hazel May. Yes. Now this one's supposed to produce, quote, few but large. Another one. And this one is that bush variety, Moonlight Mile, with the beautiful variegation. Oh, I just love this. They're so pretty. And there's a set right here that these will probably be my first ripe ones if I had to guess. That there is one tomato, just split in two. But the rest of those are singles back there. And then this one on the end that I wasn't sure would even catch up. This is Anna's Noor, also known as a black pineapple. I'm going to tie this up again this morning. It's got a few tomatoes on there. Just a few. Some more flowers. I believe the same was said about this one. This one doesn't produce a lot of tomatoes, but they're usually kind of big. And if we go back this way, this KBX. So KBX is a potato leaf variety of Kellogg's breakfast. I've never grown Kellogg's breakfast. There's a nice big one back there. A couple more started up here. More flowers up here. This plant is a little bit taller than me as well. These are also supposed to get pretty big. Yellow tomato, yellow orange. Then my Abe Lincoln plant. I don't know what's going on. This happens every time I grow it. Every time I grow it. The leaves fairly quickly curl up and they never uncurl. It started at the bottom. There's some back here that aren't curled up yet. There's more curling up. And I truly do not know why. Unless too much water. And it's not from me watering them. Yesterday was the only day we haven't had rain in the past week. And the days we do get rain, we're getting anywhere from 1 inch to 2 inches of like just a pop-up storm, torrential rain, and then it's over with. And yeah, I just hope my tomatoes will survive until harvest time. It did put on a couple more flowers, but once this curling started, it has completely stopped flowering. So I know there's something wrong. I don't know if something was wrong with the packet of seeds, because these came out of the same seed packet. My other ones. Maybe it's just too hot here for this plant. I think this was created in Pennsylvania, and this is the deep south, so This one here, I wasn't too optimistic about. This one is called monkey ass. Sorry, but that's what it's called. It looks like another one that won't produce a lot, or at least this one's not appearing to going to be producing a lot. I saw, yeah, right here, a couple of these are tomatoes. Anyway, it's a red tomato, I believe, with green shoulders, kind of heart-shaped. But the plant has just taken off in the past week or two, exploded in height. This Abe Lincoln next to it was much taller to begin with, and as you can see, that one is taller. But like I said, this one is not happy with something. I just haven't been able to figure out what the problem is. Right. I need to get that put up in the shed. Eggplant still looks exactly the same. Olive tree. Someone brought me a squash plant. Too late for that. Too hot already. Another tomato plant that is starting to put on little flower buds. And I have no place else to put it. I could dig a hole in the ground, I suppose. This one, tomato called Streets of Broken Dreams, has its first. I didn't think this one was going to catch up, which is why I just stuck it in this pot. And but here we are. It caught up all right. I think at least a couple of these might be some decent sized tomatoes if the flower is any indication. At least that one and that one. Again, Streets of Broken Lanterns. I had a hard time finding any information on this. I found it on 3 websites. 2 of them are sold out. The other one is in Russian, which I don't speak or read. So I'm excited to see what this one is about. Fairly certain it's red with some stripes on it. Green stripes, maybe. Ground cherry. We have a ripe one. Look. Oh. Okay, so I don't know if y'all can see this in the sun. Can you see how green they are? But then you see this one is yellow. And it fell right off in my hand. So here's the difference. Green, yellow. Yellow when ripe. Comes in a little protective husk. Very tiny. I'm telling you, it's like a green plum. I really like that. Dwarf. Micro dwarf. It's got a lot of tomatoes on it. They're all hiding under there. Don't know if you can see. Some more in here. Oh, that was good. Calico pepper. I can't remember. It's an ornamental hot pepper. That's actually 2 plants. You can see one looks a little bit stunning, while the back one is flourishing, which is great. Oh, look. My first fish pepper. Oh. Okay, I'm excited. I thought these peppers were so cool looking. I don't know if you can tell that they're green and white striped. Oh, beautiful. Oh, I'm excited. Okay, anyway, that's fish pepper. Strawberries. It has gotten very hot here very quick, as usual. And I'm not sure these strawberries will last much longer, if I'm being honest. I just got these plants in the mail at the beginning of April. So 6 weeks or so ago, I did not expect to get a single strawberry off of these this year, or at least not this soon. As you can see, we definitely have a strawberry. A few more flowers. If it stays this warm, which yesterday it was 93, day before that it was 91, today it's supposed to be 90. I don't know how much longer these will survive. But I would be stoked if I got even one strawberry off of there. I believe these will, actually I don't know, I need to look it up. I don't know if these are June bearing or ever bearing. This one here is ever bearing. I rooted this from another plant. But these are Old North Sea, these three. I believe it said that they were June bearing. My little hummingbird fountain that no hummingbirds visit yet. Suppose I can get out of the way of the sun. I wish that was big enough for me. I'd jump in right now. Whew! It's hot out here. Okay. Wildflowers that haven't come up yet. Alyssum. Sweet pea. There's one little teeny tiny sprout. Zinnias that I just stuck out here. Two more zinnias. And about a week ago, I planted some sweet pea out here. So I put some in a container and I put some in the ground just to see. I keep hearing over and over how good sweet pea smells. So we're going to see if this will get big enough to bloom before it gets really hot. Excited about that. As I stated before, I grow the basil now strictly for the bees because it's too hot here. And as you can see, these have barely gotten about 6 inches on them and boom, are ready to flower. Already going to seed. The best I can tell, my best bet would be to try to grow this in the fall if I actually want to save some of it. But I will pop these first flowers off so I can get it to go a little bit taller. It's the only two so far, but yeah. There should be plenty out here for the bees though very soon if they keep growing at this rate. This pepper has exploded in the last couple days. Got a lot of flowers on it. This is Aji Ahi Colorado. Those two are purple cayenne peppers. Mammoth sunflowers getting ever bigger. Cannot remember. Sugar Rush Peach. I shouldn't forget that. It's really the only, well, there's a couple of edible hot peppers that I planted. Some more mammoth. King of the North. Sweet chocolate. I just stuck some sunflowers and marigolds in there. This one's definitely going to be the first grown one. This little cucumber plant I have had, Sunday was exactly a week. It has exploded. As soon as I got it in this container, it went crazy. And somewhere, oh, there it is. I saw a carrot. I saw a cucumber this morning. There it is. We have a cucumber. Don't know what this is. I believe the girl said it was a big cucumber, but I could harvest it small and pickle it. my green beans that just, I don't know. This one has suddenly greened back up and is growing. The rest of them, so I came back in here and I planted. I had 2 seeds left. They're still green right now and they sprouted very quickly. And then these little bitty sprouts down there, I planted, it's called Mini Me F1 cucumber. I'm certain I don't have time, but I couldn't help myself. I had to plant them. Muncher cucumbers. Now, the hope is that these will get high enough to climb this trellis. I probably won't make it that far. I would probably end up needing to use something like a rose, maybe. Because any kind of vegetable that I want to grow that I'm aware of at this moment cannot deal with our hot summers, and they're just going to dry up. So, if anyone has any advice on what to grow, it's got a lot of little baby cubes on it. I should have probably enough to make a jar of pickles in the next day or two. Kind of hard to, well, they're still hard for you to see from here. Oh, let's see, maybe you can see this one. Here we go. Here's one. That's a day. And there's about 5 that size, so, and there's 7 or 8 more little ones. So I should have enough for pickles in a few days. Green beans, if these make it. Look at this. Don't know if y'all can, I'm probably blocking the sun. If you can see how beautiful that is. It's a dragon tongue bush bean. Beautiful. Didn't notice it until this morning. I have a bunch on there. I've just got to get them in the next day or so before my new bunny rabbit friend takes them. Oh, and there's some down there. Okay. So yeah, green beans, hopefully in the next day or two. I've decided to leave these carrots. Sorry, y'all, my throat's a little froggy this morning. Should have pulled these already, but because their foliage is well over a foot tall, I left them to try to give a little shade to the green beans. And so I planted these marigolds. That's my first bloom. So pretty. It's called Queen Sophia. And several mornings this week, I've come out to find I've looked out the window to see a bunny out here. And she has a couple babies. This was actually the biggest plant. And she has destroyed it. She chewed the flower off of it this morning. And halfway down the side, you can tell that one's full and this one used to be. She also chewed this one straight off the, it's gone. I'm fine with her chewing on these. The problem is my green beans are right behind them. And I probably wouldn't even know if she's chewing on the green beans. If she's taking the beans and not the leaves, since I didn't know until this morning that I have so many green beans on there. I knew I had some tiny ones a couple days ago, but so I got to figure out something to do. I don't want the poor bunny and her babies to starve, but she can have these if she wants them. I just put them in here to fill space and wanted something pretty, and that is very pretty. Small, but pretty. I feel like these will get bigger, and which is why I also left the carrots. Now my hot pepper over here is starting to take off suddenly. It's got a few peppers already on it. I don't know if y'all can see that, but and this morning it was loaded with flowers, and I mean loaded. They're all trying to close now. It's about 10 o'clock in the morning. Those are bachelor buttons. I've never grown these before. I did grow marigolds last year, just not this variety. Watermelon. I just keep crossing my fingers for this. More watermelon. More watermelon. I think those two might be stunted. Planted some more. You can see the sprout right there and right there. Probably too late. Again, since we're hitting the 90s already. Oh, that's so pretty. Oh, look at that. It is so pretty. It's green and purple. I have to wait till I pick one of these and get a better shot. And this plant that I had no idea what it was, apparently just putting off regular green beans. That's just a regular old green bean. So again, I have no idea how this seed got here. Could have been done by a critter, because something was definitely digging all in this bed shortly after I planted these seeds. Before they sprouted, of course. Anyway, yesterday I had the first little baby watermelon flower on here open. There were no other flowers. So it fell off this morning, of course. And now, as you can see, we have flowers. And no more watermelon sprouts. Maybe tomorrow? I don't know. Nope. So maybe tomorrow we'll have some more. From what I understand, these, I should have planted these in March when I planted out my tomatoes and peppers. It just gives them the best shot of being able to grow before it gets too hot. The problem is, we still have a few 40-something degree nights, which I know can stunt them. Same as the beans, same as the cucumbers. And we did have several, I'm going to say 5 or 6, 45, I think 45 may have been the lowest. This was spread out over like 3 or 4 weeks, really. It's kind of weird. Like, I mean, straight into like late April, we even had a couple of 45 degree nights, which was odd, but of course the heat now is making up for it. I'm in love with this bean. Oh, that is so pretty. This phone camera won't do it justice, but okay. Most of my mammoth sunflowers have sprouted. Let me turn around so you can actually see them. Since the sun's behind me still. Yeah, so I put 3 in each hole. There's a 3rd one in the middle coming up. I see one in the, oh, there we go, it's right there. 1, 2, and then one in the middle. Take that off. It'll fall off for me. There we go. So, mammoth sunflower. Let's see. So I'm curious to see if these will grow. Then I'm basically going to build a wall with them. Morning glories. They just, I don't know. I think some of them got stunted also. So I planted some new ones. There's one right there. Tiny one right there. A couple more zinnias. Mainly for the hummingbirds. Or the bees, I don't know. Just hope it helps. Beautiful rose. Zoom this back up. Beautiful. This rose bush, I weed whacked it away 3 times. it was very tiny, and I just didn't see the one little, probably that, and I just, yeah. It's grown back beautifully. Actually, it looks like it's in two parts, but considering how many times I've tried to end it, that's so pretty. These are hibiscus. And through there, those are cosmos. Some of those I planted, some of those reseeded. In fact, a bunch of them reseeded. And it looks like it's about to bloom, a couple of them. Okay. Is that on? I may be off for today. Yeah. I saw that apparently these tomatoes will all get fairly large and the vines are known to snap. So I'm going to get out here and figure out how to secure this from the weight of these. There were 6. I pulled one off. But these are supposed to get pretty big, so I need to figure out how to secure this to the stalk to keep it from breaking. And that's if this poor plant stays alive. Again, I just can't imagine. It hasn't even been out here 2 months. But those curled up leaves just really, and the fact that this just doesn't look like it's growing, and it's certainly not putting on any more flowers while all the rest of them are steadily producing new flowers. I mean, there's a little sprout up here, but yeah, it looks pretty much the same as it did a week ago, which is not a good sign. Anyway, y'all have a great day, and let me know if you're doing any gardening and what you've planted, and if you have a YouTube link, make sure I have it so I can come visit you. See y'all later.